even as Trump administration continues to project a unified front on its handling of Iran and the West Asia, subtle differences are beginning to emerge among some of its most senior officials. Vice President J.D. Vance and Secretary of State Marco Rubio have struck noticeably different tones on Israel's military action and the broader approach towards Iran, highlighting the completing foreign policy versions that coexist within the Republican Party. The divergence became evident over Israel's military campaign in Lebanon. US Vice President Vance suggested that Israeli strikes on civilian infrastructure in Beirut could undermine US-led efforts to secure a lasting peace with Iran, arguing that actions on the ground should support rather than complicate diplomatic negotiations. Secretary of State Marco Rubio, however, has taken a much firmer pro-Israel position. During his visit to the Gulf, Rubio repeatedly defended Israel's military operations, describing them as legitimate act of self-defense against attack by Hezbollah. When questioned about Vance's remarks, Rubio avoided any direct disagreement but reiterated that Israel has the right to respond to security threats. Listen in to what Marco Rubio had to say.
There's no problem between the Lebanese government and the Israeli government. Israel doesn't claim any land in Lebanon belongs to them. And by and large, I think a peace deal between Lebanon and Israel is imminently achievable and should be. The problem with Israel and Lebanon is not Israel or Lebanon, it's Hezbollah.
The contrasting messaging comes at a critical moment. Both Vance and Rubio have spent the past week traveling overseas to defend the preliminary US-Iran peace deal agreement announced on June 17. Yet their priorities have appeared marked differently. Analysts say the differing rhetoric reflects a broader ideological divide within the Republican Party. Vance represents a growing fraction that is skeptical of prolonged foreign conflict and favors diplomacy over military intervention. Rubio, by contrast, has long been identified with the party's more hawkish foreign policy establishment, advocating a tougher approach towards countries such as Iran, Russia and Cuba. The debate also carries political significance. Both Vance and Rubio are widely seen as potential contenders for the Republican presidential nominations in 2028. Marking their foreign policy positions closely watching as they appeal to different sections of the party's base. Despite the contrasting emphasis, the White House has rejected suggestions of any policy split. State Department officials insist the administration remains united, while Rubio himself has maintained that everyone in the administration is taking their lead from the US President Donald Trump.